Hello, my name is Daniel, and welcome to my channel, Live to Read. Today, we're doing a book review with some spoilers of Empire of the Ants by Bernard Werber. This was published in 1991. Page count for this paperback is a little under 300 pages. So I had never heard of this book, but out of nowhere, I randomly see a game trailer for Empire of the Ants. It's a strategy game where you play as an ant. And after watching the trailer, it was revealed that it's based off of a book. And I was immediately curious to get my hands on the book, and I'm so glad I did. It's definitely different. For this book itself, there's sort of two main storylines in here. So the first storyline involves a man by the name of Jonathan Wells. He's a family man. He has a wife, a son, and a small little dog. And his uncle, by the name of Uncle Edmund, who was an avid studier of ants, everything about ants. He dedicated his life to. So he has passed away, and he has left his apartment as his inheritance to his nephew, to Jonathan. And this is in Paris, France. And then, so once Jonathan and his family move in, they get situated. They find that his uncle has an encyclopedia all about ants. And then, while getting situated, they actually find a note that warns them not to go into the cellar. And time has passed by, and unfortunately, the small dog makes his way into the cellar. And out of panic, Jonathan tries to recover, and tries to find the dog, but does not return. So, out of nervousness, the mother and the son both go into the cellar themselves to look for Jonathan. And on another part of this book, on the other storyline, there is a tree stump in a park, and there's two ants that you will follow with their storyline. There's a male ant, and then there's a female ant, and this mostly focuses more on the female ant. So her fellow ants are being killed by a secret weapon, and she needs to find out what is going on. And then what you do is you follow them, especially her, through her journey of trying to find out what is going on, who's doing this, who is responsible. And then you will sort of see it's in a grand scale. Like she goes through several wars with all types of insects and creatures, termites, beetles, birds, even cars, trying to avoid cars as themselves. And while this is happening, on the other side, you're finding out what is going on with Jonathan's family in the cellar, and even the police get involved, and they also have gone to the cellar and are lost. So while this is happening, throughout the book, there's passages from the Uncle Edmund, and you read about interesting facts about ants, and almost besides the story in itself in this book, you're actually learning about ants. You're getting factual information about their society, how their structure, their social structure is, how they eat, how they hibernate, how they reproduce, how they communicate. It's really fascinating, to the point I feel like I was getting an education more than just reading a fictional story. It was really cool. You learn things about, like, to the fact that ants are on every continent except for Antarctica. Female ants are the workers and the warriors and the queens, and male ants are, their only purpose is to help reproduce. So the cool thing is that these two storylines will end up interconnecting, coming together at the end of this book. I won't spoil it, but it's definitely interesting. It has a weird, interesting twist. But like I said, I'll leave that to you if you choose to read this book. But overall, pretty much what I took away from this is I have a whole new respect for ants and what they do. This sort of gives the whole sentiment that you know humans are above or below average, and ants are far superior, and in the way they get things done, how they work together, and sort of strive to one goal. So this was an excellent book. This is just a quick review with some minor spoilers. I hope you enjoy the content. Please like, comment, subscribe, and as always, thank you so much for taking the time to stop by.